If you've been struggling with fatigue, anxiety, stubborn weight gain, or that feeling of being wired but tired, you've probably wondered about your cortisol levels. And maybe you've even seen those quick cortisol tests at the pharmacy or online, the ones that promise answers from a single sample. Here's the problem. Those tests can actually mislead you, and today I want to explain why and what you should do instead. Cortisol isn't just the stress hormone, it's your body's master regulator. It controls your energy, your metabolism, your immune response, your sleep, and even your mood. And here's what most people don't realize. Cortisol is supposed to change throughout the day. It follows a natural rhythm called your diurnal pattern. In a healthy person, cortisol peaks in the morning, usually within 30 minutes of waking. That's what gets you out of bed, gives you mental clarity, and prepares you to face the day. Then it gradually declines through the afternoon and evening, reaching its lowest point around midnight. That low point is what allows you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So when you take one of these single-point tests, what are you actually measuring? You're getting a snapshot, one moment in time. And that snapshot could look completely normal even when your overall pattern is severely disrupted. Let me give you an example. Say you test at 2 p.m. and your cortisol looks normal. But what if your morning cortisol never spiked the way it should? You'd feel exhausted all morning, struggle to focus, reach for caffeine just to function, and your single test would miss all of that. Or the opposite. What if your cortisol stays elevated at night when it should be dropping? You'd lie awake, anxious, unable to turn off your brain, but again, that 2 p.m. test, it tells you nothing. This is why I only recommend diurnal cortisol testing for my patients and clients. A proper diurnal test collects 4 to 6 saliva samples over a full 24-hour period. You collect them at home, morning, midday, evening, and bedtime, so we can map your complete cortisol curve. Those samples get sent to a specialized medical laboratory that focuses specifically on hormone analysis, not a general lab, a facility with the equipment and expertise to give you accurate, clinically meaningful results. And you receive a comprehensive report directly to your email, not just numbers but context, where your levels should be at each time point, where yours actually are, and what those patterns typically indicate. When I look at a diurnal cortisol report, I can see things that would be invisible with a single test. I can see if someone has a blunted morning response, which often shows up as depression, chronic fatigue, or difficulty losing weight despite doing everything right. I can see if cortisol stays elevated at night, the classic pattern of anxiety, insomnia, and that tired but wired feeling. I can see if the curve is flat all day, which suggests the adrenals are struggling, often from prolonged chronic stress. And most importantly, I can create a targeted protocol based on what's actually happening in your body, not guesswork. Here's the bottom line. If you're serious about understanding your stress response, your energy levels, your sleep, your metabolism, you need the full picture. A quick test might feel convenient, but convenience doesn't give you answers. It gives you false confidence, or worse, false alarm. The diurnal cortisol test is the gold standard because cortisol is dynamic. Your testing needs to match that reality. Your cortisol rhythm affects everything: your energy, your sleep, your weight, your mood, your resilience. Don't settle for a snapshot when you can have the complete picture. Get tested, get answers, and then we can talk about what to do next. I'm Dr. Larry Ward. Take care of yourself.